Hi, Josh here with Xerox IT Services. I'm here to give you an overview today of what Xerox IT Services is, how long we've been going, some of the services that we provide, basically the 6,000 foot overview. So thanks for taking the time to, listen to me today. I'm really excited to share some things with you. This is the agenda that we're going to go over with. I'm going to talk to you about how we support needs from the start, the different equipment and offerings that we have, what support looks like ongoing, and then we'll talk a little bit about some customer stories that we've done as well. So just to look at the 6,000 foot overview of what we cover in our capacity, I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to go counterclockwise, and I want to end up on this freebie one. It's my favorite right over here, these IT engineering services. So we offer IT hardware and software. Like many other managed service providers out there, we're able to acquire computers and licensing and software and servers and many, many other pieces of equipment for you. It's not a whole lot of margin on these types of items, right? So, really you have the preference to purchase from whomever you like. We're all going to be pretty similar in price, but I will tell you, Xerox gets a really good deal. We have the big red X. We leverage it with our distributors. We leverage it with our manufacturers. We've got fantastic partnerships I'm going to talk about a little bit later on in this presentation. And we can, A, get things turned around very quickly, and B, we do get a great price point. But as I alluded to, we're all kind of neck and neck when it comes to computers, right? There's not a huge amount of margin in there. So it's not just about can they get it cheaper? It's also about what can they provide. So if we go down one box to the IT product support and services, we offer a number of other services outside of just getting you a computer, or getting you new computers, or getting you a server. We can do things like asset tagging them for you, or having them imaged before they arrive, setting them up for your staff. The things that detract you away from spending time on revenue driving activities, things that are going to move your strategic initiatives forward in your business, those are the things that we want to help you out with. We want to not just get the hardware for you, which we can do. We can get just hardware, but we also want to offer the ability to give you back your time, because time's money. And we want to be able to take those mundane tasks off of your hands. Let us do them. Let us do them before we even ship the equipment out to you. Then we have the ability to do managed services as well. I'm proud to say we're a 24/7, 365 shop. And I say that with full confidence because I know we're staffed round the clock. There's nobody walking around with a cell phone. There's not a pager. We are a true 24/7, 365 shop. We have 4 network operation centers and a security operations center, and we keep them staffed around the clock. And how do I know the people are good there? I know that the people are excellent when you call in 24/7 because our staff rotates and takes one overnight week a month. That means that we have the same people when you call in at Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon as if you call in at Sunday at 2 o'clock in the morning. You're going to get the same level of talent. We keep the same titles there. We keep the same talent there. We make sure that no matter when you call, you're going to get excellent service. Our IT Pro Engineering Services, this is what I call the freebie category, right? We have amazing talent here at Xerox. First and foremost, Xerox has an amazingly large team. We've got the budget at Xerox to hire talent that's a little bit more expensive. We've got people on our teams that have the equivalent of a double PhD in network infrastructure. Our certifications are massive. If we list out the certifications of the people on our team, it goes pages long because the talent here at Xerox IT Services is just that strong. So what that means is when you have a need, we're going to bring the best, most certified person into the conversation so that A, they can design it for you, or B, they can vet the solution that you're already planning on or have looked at. So that's the 6,000 foot overview of what we offer. So I'm not going to read any slides to you today, but I want to send this to you when we're done. We have a lot of experience. We have over 30 years of experience working with small to medium-sized and enterprise businesses on the side of Xerox IT Services. We have 2 main hubs that have been doing this for many, many years out in the East Coast and Virginia Beach area, and also in our Colorado territories. And the West Coast has been doing this for the last decade as well. So we have a lot of experience. We've got boots on the ground. We've got staff ready to respond to your needs in person if necessary, and 30 years of experience. We've got amazing customers. I look at this slide every time and I see Chipotle and I get so hungry. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. It always makes me so hungry because they're so delicious. But I look at these names as well on the slide and I say, wow, the education accounts that we have, the healthcare accounts that we have, the commercial accounts we have, and the many other verticals that I personally have sold into and manage on a daily basis. We just do a great job for our customers. It doesn't matter what type of business they are. So we start right out of the gates. One of the best things that we bring from a value standpoint to you immediately is our partnerships. I talked earlier on about how, sometimes when it comes to technology, the margins aren't that different. You find that many providers have pretty similar pricing. And we can layer those service and support on and bring you a little bit more value there. The other thing that we can do is we can leverage our partnerships with our manufacturers and our providers like Microsoft and Cisco and Ring Central and HP and all these other names that are on the slide that I'm not going to read to you. We're able to really work with those guys. We've got great relationships. We're able to contact them at the highest level. We have access to their engineering teams. We have access to their support teams. And we do get a good deal on their product. We do equipment setup and prep. I talked about those white glove services. We know you don't want to spend time taking laptops out of boxes, imaging them, putting the asset tag on them, wiping them down, programming them for your whole staff when you refresh your equipment. Let us take that off your hands for you. And then we can provide ongoing support for you. We give you, again, help desk that is 24/7, 365, but we add more value than just a help desk. We have a virtual chief information officer. That person is there for strategic planning long-term for you to help you realize what budget you need to put going into the years ahead. So if we're looking 12, 18, 24, 36 months out, where are we going? How much is it going to cost? What should you plan on? When should you plan on projects? What's the right time? These are all the types of questions that your dedicated virtual chief information officer is going to be able to answer for you and help guide along the way. We have, in our 24/7 call centers that I keep talking about, an amazing staff. You look up this picture here just to see the sheer dashboards and information that they're constantly monitoring for our customers to make sure that we're reacting in the moment, especially because a priority one ticket requires that we're hands-on within 15 minutes. That's the service level agreement. We're fast. We do services a little bit differently. We're all about being proactive at Xerox. We want to make sure that everything that we're doing is setting you up so that your system doesn't go down. Of course, we're there to respond if it does, but we want to do things in advance proactively to help make sure it doesn't. I talked a little bit earlier about strategic road mapping and the chief information officer who's going to help with that. That's one way that we're proactive, by making sure we're making decisions about your network and planning your network before there's a problem. We want to make sure that patching goes out, but we don't want to just put patching out. We want to sandbox it in our environment and make sure that the patch is solid and not going to mess up your environment. And those are the types of things we do before we deploy anything to your network. But when something happens, we have the ability to be reactive as well. Our incident response team is world class. Something happens, we're going to be able to roll you back to your backup. We're going to respond in that moment. But that incident response team is going to be able to, really own the problem from start to finish and be there with you from start to finish until resolution. We also have crisis management and escalation if it's needed. We just have a great team here at Xerox. Speaking about crisis management, we don't want to get there, do we? We don't want to be in a crisis. We want to make sure that we're securing our network from the get-go. So we have an incredible security service center. Our security operations center runs, again, 24/7, looking at the clients whose security we manage. We are able to respond in the moment. We have industry-leading tools, things like SentinelOne, a product that is beyond virus protection. It's next generation. It's able to stop things and deaden its tracks, and is able to see things like cryptoviruses live as they're happening and put a stop to them. Our security center is able to respond within minutes when a threat comes up. So many talented people in that organization. We're able to do penetration testing of your network. We are able to do security scan and security risk analysis of your network. So if you're concerned that there may be a security risk, not only can we manage it from the get-go with our security operations team, but we can also do some investigation to find out, is there something to worry about? So getting started with us, it's pretty easy. We've already started to discover, because I'm here talking to you today. My next step for you is I would like to run a scan of your network environment. It takes about an hour, and it allows me to see if there's any initial risks and get a little bit of an idea of the topography of your network, so I can see, A, is it something that we can manage, or B, Do we need to work on your network to get it up to a manageable state? Once I've assessed it, we'll bring a solutions architect in. They'll be able to design out your solution, work with you to find out, are we managing your whole environment, or are we going to share that? Is it going to be a managed IT agreement, or is it going to be an enterprise managed services agreement where you maintain your own IT department and we're only layering on specific services that you need? And we'll go through the rest of these steps as we move on through that process. So we want to be part of your team, and we want to help you along the way. As I said earlier, we're here with your virtualized CIO to help guide your budget planning, to help guide the conversation, and to help really just bring industry-leading talent into the executive discussions at your company. We want to make sure that we're bringing in knowledge saying, this is what your industry has been doing. This is what we're seeing from other customers in your vertical market. Here's the industry trends. This is the way the direction is going with information technology today. And we bring this type of knowledge to the table so that you can be assured that you're constantly being competitive to the other businesses that do the same thing as you in the market. So let's talk about some customer stories. Mutual Med. Wow, they really love us because we're constantly calling them, telling them when there's a problem. It was such a change from what they had before, where they were having to call in and get the assistance when they need it. Instead, we're saying, there's a problem, we're working on it. Hey, this needs maintenance. We've done it. We have a government manufacturer who is so happy with our service level agreement. 4-hour response time, 2-day total fixed time maximum. It's a great turnaround time for an IT company to be able to say, my stamp of approval, I'm going to give you a service level agreement, and this is going to be this quick. You don't hear that from IT providers. We're a true 24/7 shop. We're a true 365-day-a-year shop, and we hold ourselves accountable by giving you a service level agreement that we can stand behind. So I talked a little bit about white glove services. Before I wrap up today and I open up for questions, I want to just bring your attention to this page, which you can look at later on. And it's got some a la carte services, things like asset tagging and imaging and those types of things. Some good ideas of areas that we're going to be able to assist you in the long term. If you have any more questions at all, please reach out to me, josh@xerox.com. Again, that's josh@xerox.com. And I hope to speak with you ever so soon.